Okay, here we are. I am still unable to stream this old game, and I think I've pretty much given up on it. I've got a workaround to be able to at least record it in full screen, and that should be fine because I I really don't like to box anyway. This is why I've kind of started to gravitate more toward this Necro instead of my Ranger or other classes that need a little bit more support. It takes a Necro sometimes a bit longer, but they can almost do pretty much anything at a group level, just pretty much by themselves at the very least, either if not by themselves, with themselves and a Merc can do quite a lot. So I like to have that independence. Not that I don't like to do things with groups, like for example, somebody in my guild is hollering for room for one more for a GMM group, and I'm going to do that solo. I'm going to record it solo because I've done them on this character solo before, and FC7 has a really nice guide, and I'm not sure if there's going to be much difference between me and him as far as how we do it. I really don't think there's really going to be any difference, really. Not much of it. I'm actually taking one tip from him. He, in one part of the GMM the bravery task, that the method of pulling he does that gives you a little bit more wiggle room so you can FD and be a little bit safer with it. Usually I have died in those tasks before, doing them Molo or solo, but it's only been a couple times, and pretty much I died because I was just being a stupid, stubborn idiot, and I really shouldn't have died. It's just on me. So anyway, what I do is I bind myself right at that zone with this character, and that's what I'm gonna do and go. My other recording I've done, I kind of explain these macros a little bit, so I'm gonna leave them the way they are, and just kind of go with it. This right here, this 6th slot, is kind of a swing slot. Sometimes I'll put a specific spell depending on what I plan on doing. Sometimes I'll put Death Bloom in there just because I'm lazy and I don't want to have to click with my mouse, and I'll just hit the 6 button whenever I want a Death Bloom if I need to. Other times maybe I might put Fear Storm in there if I feel like there might be a little extra need for some crowd control. That's not going to be the case. Probably the most if I want my pet to tank a couple of like howlers that are a little tougher than some of the other mobs in the task you have to do, this Cascade of Death Shield, this is sort of the Necro rune for the pet. It's important to have that up right when it comes up. So anyway, a little sip of coffee here. Sorry, this is the one rule I'm going to break. All right, so let's just go to town here. I'm going to keep Jumble in 3rd person. I like to play in 1st person when I'm just playing for fun, but people like to see what characters look like and things like that, and frankly I think the frog looks pretty cool anyway, so I'm recording this with the Windows 10 Xbox Live method of recording. This game is so old that the NVIDIA experience doesn't recognize the game as a game it supports, so obviously it doesn't. As I made clear before, I don't like to use mounts with this guy unless I absolutely feel like I really have to, or I just feel like I'm in a group and I'm not going to have it be very mobile, so then I'll use it. So yeah, I'm going to drop those fishing grubs, I don't care. Alright. This is one reason why I keep boning it. I go farther than I need to when I'm in this view. I don't know if we got guildies here I'm going to feel icky about being around. Or not, I don't know. Gonna undo the invis. I'm a whistler. I hum. I do weird stuff like that. So I'm not a very good singer. I'm a drummer, but I can whistle. I was a music major, and I convinced my professor to let me get through the solfege part of music theory by whistling instead of using my voice. And he let me do it, so. It's a charmed life I lead. All right, so really we're starting in my recording. It's at about almost the 7-minute mark of recording. So I'll use that as a guide to find out, to determine exactly how long this will take me. I got my daughter out there listening to her music. So, look at that. Got a reader right there. I'm not going to try for any speed, any speed trophies or anything like that. I'm just doing it. The most important thing for me is to not have to buy pet gear and have to summon a new pet. So I quit after clicking lesson in POK before I logged last time, and I have my lesson up again. This is why it's running and it's all up. So I'll get, it's not really double lesson, but so I'm not getting it any more than what I normally would anyway. So I probably didn't need to do that. Oh well. I wasted mana. Never hurt anybody. Crap. I'm not on my aggro list. So I think it's because my Merc didn't have a chance to heal me. So I'm good. See? This right here, I could probably get up, actually. Nobody's going to have a problem with that, but, let's just see what happens. See? The guild is talking about the tier at for Hilarious, the tier of Hilarious or something like that. I played my Ranger so much, and I worked on that tier almost completely solo, and I got it evolved all the way up to be able to use it as an AUG in my charm slot to give me the 5% bonus to defense. As a ranger, it feels like that would be a big thing. It still didn't. It helped a little bit with tanking, but that's just because I don't have the patience to do the trade skill or artesian kind of AUG thing. Plus, I figured the tier, it's percent based. It's not raw stats, so because of that, it should evolve. You know, should kind of go as the stats get higher. It'll be relevant for that solid 5% versus straight literal stats will eventually become just old and not as useful. Becomes less useful as time goes on. Occasionally on a fizzle, when I do my number 3 swarm pets button, if a spell fizzles, the AA, if it's up, will do the Rise of Bones one, and that's what happened that time. The red skeletons came out because the spell fizzled. I'm going to back out just a little bit for the camera. About like that, maybe. Jumping up and down in a ring of fire. Alright, so there's that. Oh, may as well send him. It's very helpful to having the pet attack the fortify and frenzy ones. I'm not interested in raiding, and I don't care about that. I just want to make sure whenever these are up, they can go off. They can and do go off whenever these are up, whether it's the offensive one, the Frenzy Dead, or Fortify Companion. It makes them a little tougher. Fortify especially is important for Necro pets. So while I think they're tougher than people give them credit for, they are definitely among the weaker of the pets. But we have other stuff to make up for that other classes don't. So it makes the class very functional, regardless of the pet shortcomings it might have. There's that. See, it's clockwork. See, that's why you cannot do the Alt-Tab stuff all the time. Got sick of waiting on you. I'm also not into video editing quite yet. Eventually I will edit these videos. Maybe. I don't know, it depends how much time and how much work I really want to put into it. You can skip around. Whenever I watch videos on about these games or something, whether it's Hearthstone or EverQuest, I actually pretty rarely watch a video straight through unless it's less than 30 minutes or something. Even if it's 30 minutes or more, I generally, skip around in the video a little bit and then, and that's it. That's good. So. If it does run, it means I'm falling asleep at the keyboard. So, not to the discredit of any video that I'm watching, it's just probably because I'm just really tired that particular day. So let that run there. He's pretty much dead. I could be running this a bit quicker than what I am. Thank goodness they're giving platinum. I don't think they're giving any items, but at least they're giving platinum, and each mob is given like as much as 100 platinum per mob. Sometimes less, sometimes really stingy, like 1 platinum. But yeah, it can give a lot. I think I might go ahead and I don't need a death bloom yet. I'll death bloom after the next split I do for mobs. So yeah, the super long dots and the super short dots is what I like to do. Take a little squat, cop a squat. Let this guy die. I'm drinking coffee. If it's annoying, please comment on my channel. Say, hey man, you sound gross when you're drinking. Liquids when you're streaming, don't do that, or when you're recording. And I will not do that anymore. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Oh, come on, man. Really? See, if I was to get up now, okay, well, it's done now. Because the spell isn't on me now, I could probably get up. Because I'm invis and just the aggro is completely dropped. Yeah, there we go. My pet can tank 2 at a time in here with pretty relative security. I just choose not to. Unless I'm in a real big hurry. And I'm not. Not a big hurry. Let's see how much of a difference this rebuke buff makes. The AA buff is very similar to the regular rebuke buff, and but I think that applies to to all dots. So this is chaotic power that's active, so that only applies to long dots now. But oops, I should do a death bloom. I'm going to do it after this one here and break the there we go. He's coming after my creepy scorpion healer dude. Not on my watch. Get him. I'm a Molo addict. I got all these special mercs and stuff from expansions and whatnot. If I got those, I'm going to use them. So even though I know the Necro purist, FC7, he doesn't like to use mercs unless he absolutely has to. Because he's very concerned if something is truly considered soloing or not. And, you know, that's what he's into. It's cool, but I personally don't really care. Stuff gets dead. I'm able to do it as a player on my own, and I have to rely on other people. Then that's pretty much how I like to roll. I will help people when I can. Excuse me. But a lot of times, if I want to accomplish what I need to accomplish, I can't be delayed because I only have a certain amount of time I have to devote to something like this. Because there's a life that's happening outside. So, you know. That 47 platinum, it's not bad. Feels good. At least considering before they used to. Where am I at? Yeah. Here we go. Alright, I'll go this way. Yeah. I'll go this way. Ah, boom. Who's yipping and hollering from getting hit? It's not jumpable. I don't think. Shouldn't be. This rune is still up. Alright, one last round of short dots and I'll pull the other one. He'll die eventually. 71 plat right there, man. It's crazy. So yeah, I didn't intend for him to have to tank that that long, but you know, life goes on. Snare this guy too one last time. See what's going on. Other areas. I think might be the last guy. Now I got 2 more after this guy. It's dead. Ah, over there. I thought there was a roamer around here somewhere. Is there a roamer somewhere around? Guess not. Matters not. Well, well, well. I think I'm gonna go ahead and root this guy. Oh no, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We're good. My daughter is really into the theatrical musical Rent. Plays the music non-stop. I love her, but it's annoying. So I knew somebody that did the same thing with Phantom of the Opera, and it drove me insane. Lived on the same floor as me. Drove me insane. At first, for the first even week or two, it was like, yeah, alright, that's cool. After a month or two, you just want to just break the door down and smash the stereo into little pieces. Alright, let me pull this other one here. Oh, great. Well, I might end up inadvertently having to kill all 3 of these guys if that guy wanders too close. I think in this first pack of mobs, I think they're all pretty much snareable / rootable. It's the next step where it's a little funky, because that's when you start running into mobs that will not, they can't be snared or rooted. It's annoying. Is this chaotic power also? Yeah. Huh. Reinforcements, okay, yeah, so that one's done. Go do the climbers. Back in the day, if you took damage, it would drop in Viso. Anybody else remember that? Nowadays it doesn't do that. Very weird. Strange feeling. There we go. Here's the tunnel here. And what you do is you wait for them to kind of climb. And you pull from right about here. Somewhere up here. You pull from here, and you know when they get on this little ledge thing with the rats, as long as they get past this gate, okay, they're not going to aggro. So when you snare something, as long as it gets past this gate, you're good. If it doesn't, you may as well pick a different mob next time you snare something. But yeah. And I don't like the camera change, how it changes a little bit. I'm by myself. If I was in a full group, we typically pick these off as they make their climb. Ads come by, nobody cares. You just start, you know, wailing away, taking and spanking things as they go. You get a good tank. Shadow Knight or Paladin or Warrior or something, they can take on, you know, 3 or 4 mobs pretty easily. They know what they're doing. I have limited control over what my pet can do, and I just prefer to just do things old school, one at a time. So yeah, I've guesstimated that in the past, I've really timed myself before, but it feels around about that 2-hour mark, 2:15, somewhere in there is about how long this task takes me. So it's not a short thing, but it gets you some, a very casual player like me, it gets me some pretty decent gear upgrades. I was rocking the EM18 earring before I came here, and the earring from here is EM21, which is a noticeable upgrade. It's not, you know, a massive upgrade like that chase loot of like EM23, I think, or something like that. But it's significant, that's for certain. Okay, here we go, I'm going to pull. Oh, no, don't kill me, please. Now in this case, you got to go down and see that one there. Pick him off. Yep. Not a problem. See Elwood over there, rocking it. Oh, excuse me. Allergies. Tree pollen kills me. Molds do too. Hay fever a little bit, but not so bad. So, yep. Oh yeah, the pet. My pet's got, I think, the classic regular mage gear with a few pieces from like Merc items. Merc, the pets will take Merc gear, and as crazy as like the Defender Merc gears, the stats are, this is absolutely insane, man. The stuff is just crazy statted. And so I think I got the shoulder one there, not the waist, because the waist, I got a regular waist that has like haste on it, a waist that has haste. Alright. Well, hopefully my healer doesn't get lost, because I am going to rock it. No! This always makes me a little worried. But I'm good. Gotta wait on these people though. But the guy I picked happened to be snared properly, so should be good to go. Everybody's just gonna walk back. Wait, look for the message that the enemies have forgotten about me and crap. And this list here will suddenly just disappear down to one or none. Actually, none. So. If I was to stand up now, they'd all come back at me again. And the guy I snared would start walking back to where he was. Kind of crazy. The reason the FD didn't act like this before is because it's a form of feigned death that is AA based, that is sort of it can be a completely clear wipe. Unless it fails, then it's a regular FD. Like now, see, now everybody's off. So I just kind of get up, good to go. Sometimes you have to give it a little extra time. See, I like first person though. You don't have to reposition cameras all the time and crap like that. This is the pulling method I use though. My main for a long time used to be the Ranger, which is really a very fun class. It's just, again, it's impractical for me to play very much because one of the things that attracted me to that class, like this one, is that the independence. You can be very helpful in groups and stuff like that, but also as either puller or DPS or something, but you also can be independent and kind of do things on your own. Yeah, I kind of base all of that feeling on how much current content you can really kind of do. And up through Empires of Canark, I think, or EOK. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. That was true for the Ranger. Ring of Scales began a separation between, you need a group no matter what. So I was basically just, I haven't done much, unless I was in a group. I didn't do anything in Ring of Scales at all. No groups, no nothing. And that's how I rolled. Otherwise I was in Frontier Mountains, just camping away, occasionally getting lucky on a chase loot. Heck, even this Necro has some chase loot from a couple of pieces. Had the ranged item, the bow ranged item. My Ranger has the bow, chase loot bow, which is actually still good even for this content here. Ouch. It warped on me, man. That hurt. That is not cool. Still got my rune up. Nah. I think I should have moved. Last time, occasionally I forget, and this happens, they warp. Sometimes when a mob is either rooted or snared, and you're pulling them, they'll warp to you for some reason. It's a very strange thing. It happens during initial aggro as well as leaving aggro too. Once the aggro is left and then come back on them again. It's a mechanic, I think. When a mob is aggroed, they start going toward whatever aggroed them, right? So, yeah, they forgot, and I like to wait a few extra seconds. They forgot about me, great. Did they really forget about me? Maybe not, maybe yes, maybe no. Have him see how this works. Haha. It's doing fine. The chat size, font size, I like to adjust that. And for anybody that likes to know stuff, the command is /chat font size. Imagine that. And then space, and then whatever number you want to assign to it. I think it goes up to 5. 5 is just what I usually use. It might go up higher. You might want to try a higher number if you want. The font that's on there right now for me is 5 for the chat and the various windows. Let's be this or that. It's all the 5, size of 5. They're happy, giggly skeletons, they are. Ha-ha! Ooh, check it out. I can upgrade some focus. Giddy up. Filu synergy. Ay. It's just depressing to see how far I have to go on that. Boom. I have 2,407 AA points assigned. My ranger is even way more than that, but I've just recently started playing this character more. Alright, let's see here. What are we going to do? Let's give it another shot. This time I'm going to... There we go. It's a clean one. I can get up, and I can just go back down. Badoop. Since he's on the other side, if I was sure, see, they get all layered like that, and what looks like 1 could be like 5, so I don't trust it. This guy is just 1, pretty sure. These pulls are so slow that I don't have to worry about mana at all. I mean, nobody really should, Necro or not. At this pace. Mana regen is a very big deal to me. I know the new game, people don't really concern themselves with it. They just rest, they just go until they're all the way out of mana. As long as they have enough mana to get through whatever they want to do, then they just rest and go again. It's actually a little more old school than what I do. I like to keep going and have a non-stop, whether it's a slower pace or not. I like to have the stuff to do be non-stop. without having to just sit and do nothing. That's irritating to me. Look at that. Is it 62 if it is 62? Look at that, man. Monet, Monet, Monet. 4 more to go. When I get done with this part of the task, I'll load up. I'll do the other lesson. This is the hardest part of the whole task, right here. Stupid ass. Got him. All right. All right, let's jump down and see if there's any I can grab cleanly. Yes. Oh. Is chaotic or is this the AA? Got power. Maybe it just increases the, I don't know. Gotta look at the AA a little bit more closely. Maybe this is the AA now. High power 9. Well, he's about dead anyway. Let me check it out. Now focus. This one. Pass ability allows you to trigger blessing in your party. It only lasts for 12 seconds. I haven't seen it proc once then. Impose blood. Refute. Oh, this is refute. I haven't even. It's not even doing it at all yet. Because it's the wrong spell. It's because I started doing it. This is like the last expansion. I gotta wait till the. It's gonna take a while before I really see the fruits of that. Whoa. The weapons I got on my pet are the aggro rage weapons mages can summon. So he's got the aggro proc from them. That doesn't have any damage, but then he has the natural life tap that the pet has. And then on top of that, it has the buff that I put on it. It's another life tap. He has 2 different life tap procs he can do. In addition, then there's that poison one that comes from the AA buff thing that we do. It's just 2. Shit. Time to Levant. See, okay. Sorry for the S word. My apologies. I screwed up. I set the pet instead of did a snare. So instead of having to make a new pet and stuff like that, because this right here, you really need to have a pet to tank for you. What I chose to do was Levant, clear aggro, stay in the while still being able to stay in the zone for the task. It doesn't break any of the rules. I'm just, aggro's wiped, yada yada, bada boom, bada bing. Things are fine. Simply get to climb the mountain. Is he still down there? Nah, they're back there again. Part of me wants to just pull from down there again. I think I'm doing that. This way I can really see what I'm doing. It's a shorter distance. But as you can tell, you can really see what's going on. And they have a more direct path. There's now a lot of jiggering around and stuff like that. There was 3. Ha! I am not left-handed, and I have root. Let him cook for a while, and just concentrate on this guy here. Magic Mage. He's a pretty good guy. I just haven't had time to group. It's a shame, really. Like I've said before, this guild is really cool. Good people. Pretty helpful. A couple of characters here and there, but nothing that's, a super bad deal or anything. It's just the way it is. It's a crapshoot when basically you just roll the dice from the entire world, and you are, you have a, this is the circle of friends that you end up with on a game. Okay, now this right here, yep, I had to clear aggro a little bit, and we're good. Now I'm going to have to do my Ashen Skin, but because he has the Rage Sword, so I could be this close, and he's not going to start beating me. These extra super long ones right here in this situation is where I like to use them, because they go into this second Uber stage, each and every one of them. And if I wanted to, I could put more long ones on after the first ones. Then you could have like 6 of the same icon, but they're all at different stages of their. These right here for a Necro is really huge. It's like 14, like the 15k damage. With all the extra AAs and stuff that Necros have for dots, it's massive. What the second round does, you know, it's pretty massive. All right. But yeah, there's that. Hey, look at that! I'm done with that. Cool. Now climb the wall over the east. Yeah, I know what's that. So there's that. I've got 2. Oh yeah! Boom. Ah! Boom. Oh, it's funny. Look at all these guys just walking to their funerals. I'll get you. They're just chilling. Like a bunch of lumberjacks just coming off break, going back to work on more trees. Let's squat for a little bit here. How my buffs are doing. Doing okay. Time's doing okay. How many do I need from this? I need 10 of these. This goes a little quicker. They're a little bit easier to pull. I think that's all of them. I'm gonna ink. There we go. Do that. Do that. Look at him go. Take the other one. Test him out. Yep. Okay. I'm killing 2 at a time. There's that. Now, even if both of them were not rootable, with the combination of my pet and swarm pets, I could still kill 2 of these, have my pet basically tank 2 at a time, no problem. I got to pay attention to what I'm doing a little bit more, but as you know, it's not horrible. And the nice thing, you got a Merc helping you out here. So all these little dots and other extra stuff that some of these casters do, you can just kind of forget about it because your healer Merc is going to take care of it all, no problem. I may not be technically soloing, but you know, it gets the job done all the same. People see the raw damage of Necro dots, the base damage, and go, oh, mine's like 20 something or whatever. And I'm not even a Necro. They really suck now. And as you can see, even though these second tier 15k dots are not, I mean, look at how much damage they're doing. We crit more, it's like 240k. 240k, that's lucky critical. 182k. You know, it's massive damage, and plus we have more dots. You know, we do fine. Ooh, this could be cool. Crap. Interesting. Ouch, sorry. I'm going to wait for the aggro to drop. I don't want to have to Levant again. Walk all the way back here. It's no big deal. Sometimes, okay, should be good. I should have waited, but for a few extra seconds just to make sure, but we're fine. Now this guy's rootable, but the kill's going to go a lot quicker if I keep the pets on him and stuff, in addition to the dots. Look at that pile of orcs over there at the entrance. I need to really split them, and I can't do them if I'm got this guy going right here in the path. It's a Thursday night. Normally this time of night, I can't spend near this amount of time in this game. About an hour is about as much as I can really, at the most, commit to, you know, a game until after people go to bed, and I can play a little bit later in the evening. Without, you know, without any guilt, whatnot. Just sacrifice sleep is all. Alright, this guy's about dead. And target you. And you're by yourself. You're not all that in a bag of potato chips. He's jumping. He's living up to his name. He's jumping. He's jumping. Jump around. Jump around. I can't sing. Nobody really listens. Nobody really watches these anyway. A couple of people have kind of become my nerdy streaming, you know, guides and mentors a little bit. Tams and Pounce and Steps. Other than them, Nobody's really going to watch these. I want to get that guy before. Of course, I don't want to bring everybody else either. So. I think I can root rot him. Haha! I am not left-handed. Oh, it's all the damage and whatnot. I'm here. Oh, you know what? Let's keep it on the damage. If you guys, any Necro pros can tell me where I could be, doing it better. I'm doing fine for what I like to do, so I'm not really looking to do it all that much better, to be perfectly honest. I just pay attention to what the spell descriptions say. I check out ZAM EQ and doing this. And probably the biggest questions I might have is exactly how FD functions. I have my own little system of what I'm willing to do with FD that I've kind of figured out, but that whole function of aggro and how FD Feign Death drops it is a little fuzzy. This is the negative effect of chaotic power right here. What is it? It's not very much. Decrease the damage of spells by up to 25%. Wow. I thought it was more like 1% or something really nominal. They must have redone that chaotic power stuff. I remember once upon a time, that negative to it was way less than that. Maybe I'm thinking of a different class. Maybe it's more severe for, because, mages have a chaotic power type thing themselves. Might be thinking of that. Yeah, he's dead. Oh, dadgummit. There we go. Get an orc, not a machine. I got 2. Don't care. Alright, he's rootable. So, put him back on him. Take that guy. Go away. And do that. That guy. So those dots are, that guy is rooted. Dots are just kind of working him down a bit. And it's doing significant. It's doing stuff. And all I have to do is keep the aggro off me. Yeah, again, it's just simply feign death. Either, it doesn't matter whether when root breaks or not, you can just, you know, FD and it's good to go. I'll do right after this guy dies before anything else happens, and you'll see that. Matter of fact, I'll do it even before this guy is dead. I'll do it the way I understand how this stuff goes. See if that makes a difference. See if you aggro. See? Right here, the little green 5 and 6 here, that's the aggro. See? Doesn't take much. And he's practically, he's like 40% dead, you know. But now the second stage of those super long dots are kicking in, and he's going to die pretty fast, actually. I'm just repeating myself, I know. I don't know what else to do. I feel like I'm talking to myself doing this. I told Steps and Tams that I'd be like, you know, I just feel like I'm talking. I don't know if I'm relaxing. I feel like I'm relaxing a little bit more, but not. I don't know. We'll see. When I stream the Hearthstone game, it feels easier for me to relax and kind of just be funny or something like that. Oh, man. Okay, this is an example of a time where I have to do some double so the blue one, I'm going to put him on him. It's got to do some double tanking here. As you can see right now, it's not doing too bad. Now because of the aggro he's got built up, I just kind of basically switch back and forth for the most part. The white one I'll do skeletons on. As soon as it gets up over 30, basically, I will actually, I'll probably switch them now. It's just a little bit of a balancing act when you get two at the same time, but as you can tell, you know, my pet's doing fine. It's doing okay. This one needs some pets. It's the blue one, white one, and some dots. What's great is my main combat pet will remember the other ones he attacks, and I don't have to redirect him at all. He's going to automatically, when the other one dies, he's going to start attacking the other one. I like that. Excuse me. Hopefully did I need to do that? No. Oh well. A little bit extra money. Oops. I'm going to do the death bloom thing here. And I'm going to need to do some rebuffing a little bit. Haha. I don't like the thing there. Oh well. We do the pet. This macro just does all 5 of the main buffs that I do. The 5th one is this unity thing that you have to use your AAs for. I got that all maxed out, so it does the proper crap for me. And if I wanted to be a zombie, I'd be a zombie. I'm a frog. I like frogs. I like how they flip when they cast. So sue me. Okay. So, boom. Supplies. Oops. I'm just going to go ahead and have him do those, update those buffs when he gets around to it. Meantime, I'm going to go where I need to go. I think this is the one. Yep. Here's the thing. How I get there is, okay, this right here, I fall sometimes. Trees get in the way. I like first person for this stuff. I got rats, mechanics, all kinds of people. Alright. There's my creepy dude. You still gotta buff me, man. Buff me. Come on, man. You're lagging behind there. Scorpicus. Scorpy. I'd like some assurance too. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the assurance. The blue one looks like I can root and rot. What do I got to do on this one? Down again. Well, that's good. A little bit more coffee here. Not really sure what to say. I'm not a very good EQ streamer. I might just decide to only do the Hearthstone card game. I really appreciate the streamers that can do this game really well. Games like it that are very slow and sort of repetitive, I suppose. He's going to start going down fast. Look at that. Whoa. 10%. Look at that, man. That's by today's standards. You know, something getting knocked for like 10% of their health is not bad. Unless you're a ranger, then you're like, the 10% is nothing. And it's not. Not for humanoids anyway. Excuse me. Oh, great. I might have to cancel this because I'm getting the hiccups. Dude. I get you. There we go. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm invisible so I can... I chanced that one. Took a chance. And you can see I got nailed, but my rune saved me. Ha ha. Another great thing about Necro. I've expressed before how I really don't like to kill more than one at a time. I'll do it, but I don't really like it. Sometimes it works out. As long as I can root one of them, it's cool. The time that you saw I had to kind of balance my pet tanking, it's a little more irritating because I have to put some effort into it. I have to kind of balance the aggro a little bit, and like, oh, this is about right. I'll switch to the other one. Just kind of ping pong back and forth. making sure the pet keeps proper aggro on everything. And well, the other one's a tough guy, isn't he? Some kind of tough guy. Ow, oops, sorry. I keep bumping the mic. I don't know if that's... can't sound good. Yeah, he's gonna be dead. There we go. My Inviso has a hide corpse thing baked into it. That right there, one thing, crap. See, I just gotta start over again now on this one, I think. I don't know. See if I was, yeah, no. See, these have still, like, if I stick a pet on them and then I get up, the other ones are gonna come. I just gotta try it again. Death's effigy, I think, or something like that, is the first thing on this macro, my FD macro. That's and then this right here is Death Piece 3. That's this one. So when this is on cooldown, this one goes. This one only has literally a 5-second cooldown. So this one's always going to be up. So at the most, it's going to go, whoop, you know, negative, boom. It's just a slight hiccup when the second FD thing goes off. It works rather well. Okay, all the aggro's gone, so. Do 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 do. Come on. I have a ranger's patience. It's not very much. It's a ranger's patience. Yeah. There we go. Ravager. Boom. Ah. Yes. Pulled him. Root him. Root punt, as I call that mechanic. Rangers have that. See, Necros, I think Shamans have that. They got a root punt. They got an area effect root punt. It's really kind of crazy. It's blue. This white one must be his, yeah. So. One time I died because I clicked on the wrong mob. Again, it was my stupidity. And other mobs started joining in. So I had a group of mobs, about 2 or 3 of them were attacking me, and I ended up dying pretty quick because I think FD got interrupted or something. Oh no, I tried to Levant because I recognized how I screwed up. And the Levant didn't go off in time and I died. So that was one of like the 2 deaths I've had since this thing has come out when I've been moloing it. So that's an example of how you got to be stupid to really you kind of have to goof up in order to die as a Necro. Oh, look at that. He really grabbed aggro pretty quick on that one. I didn't even need to do anything extra special. FD. So I got the Death FFG DE. I got that up, I'm sure. That's cooldown's only 2 or 3 minutes or something like that. It's pretty quick. Tam's the lady on the Girl in Real Life channel that streams EverQuest and some other stuff. When EverQuest is on a patch day, sometimes she plays World of Warcraft, and she was doing that this last patch day, and she was doing a instanced like dungeon run in typical WoW fashion. They were just zerging through everything left and right. It was just an absolute they were just mauling everything. And they came across one of the bosses they had to kill for the dungeon, and I made a comment to her. I was like, those things die. The bosses die about as fast as a regular mob does in EverQuest, or I said something like that. And she enthusiastically agreed that, yeah, the complete pace and the effort you have to do to kill a certain NPC for your credit and loots and special pixels that you want to get and stuff like that are just a way different kind of pace. I think a World of Warcraft is actually a good game. I tease it a little bit because I'm older, but it's a good game. It's a very good game, and it's actually pretty well thought out. A lot of EverQuest players have chips on their shoulders against Blizzard, but they did a lot of things right. And they should have gotten them right because they had EverQuest and was that Lord British guy for Ultima Online. They had those 2 games to learn from. So they should have learned, and they did, some of the shortcomings. EverQuest had a chance to learn from Ultima Online, even though there wasn't that much of a gap in between the 2. And they learned too. They learned from each other. The lesson that EverQuest learned is about the PvP. They isolated the PvP aspect of EverQuest because a lot of people would rail and complain about how harsh Ultima Online was. It was not, for most people, it was not friendly enough of an environment for the new kind of type of game that was, for it to be inviting enough for people to want to play it. Can't see him. Now can I see him? How about now? Good. Uh-oh. Zoinks! Haha. You. I want you. So I think EverQuest learned something positive from the Ultima Online, and but Blizzard, they learned from both Ultima and EverQuest. What they learned from EverQuest, a don't, if you will, or something to do differently, was well, two things. Number one, the overall pace of the game, but also number two, how the system requirements. Back in the day, this type of game, running on the hardware, it was impossible to get any hardware to really, you had to, even top-end hardware ran EverQuest, frankly, pretty poorly, fairly poorly. Max FPS that you could get in it was, if you were over 20, if you're like 25, close to 30, it was like unheard of to get an FPS that high, you know. In World of Warcraft, people are rocking up over 80, 90, 100 FPS. Even when it came out, people were easily rocking over 60 FPS, and bad was maybe around 30 or so, 25 or 30 when there's a full, you know, a lot of people around in like a city or something. So because they were successful in providing a good-looking game, while at the same time at least being able to keep the system requirements in a reasonable state, so that people didn't have to mortgage the house in order to get hardware to run the game and only halfway decent, was a huge move. They must have worked really hard and really closely with NVIDIA and AMD for the graphics, worked hard on the architecture, the hardware architecture that the game was going to use, the devs writing their code, systems to call upon, and things like that. It's a real credit to them. They learned from mistakes from before, you know. What is inexcusable and frankly a little sad is that EverQuest did not learn from themselves when they made EverQuest 2. EverQuest 2 is such a sort of benign thing. A lot of people don't even know it even exists. All they hear about is just EverQuest, and they hear that in general. They didn't even know that a sequel had already come out before the debacle of the EverQuest Next thing. One last mob. I got 40% mana. Things are good. I'm not a machine. I lose mana. I don't lose it very easily, but it gets lost. Oops. All right. There we go. Whoops. Gotta love the instant cast snare. Ha ha! You can body pull and snare it on the way out. That's just awesome. Sometimes I forget it's instant, like just then. It's like, oh yeah, it's instant. Bam. Alright, it's the last guy for this stage. What are we doing on time? Yeah, it's getting there. I think the homes is next, when you got to go back and you have to get the howlers. Howlers are next. Anybody who's done this task before, which, you know what's coming next. Anyway, so was I saying? Oh yeah, so I believe EverQuest, and with EverQuest 2, they simply didn't learn from their mistakes and the optimization. They didn't basically build it right. They still made it very CPU intensive, and uh, didn't have any forward thinking with the different threads that were already being used by 2004. That architecture was being introduced even earlier than that. Around 01, 02, multi-threaded processors were beginning to be a thing, and that was during their development, and they didn't do anything about it. They were completely reliant on clock speed, which is why EverQuest 2, even to this day, runs pretty crappy. They make excuses for it. The bottom line is, though, it just wasn't made, it wasn't coded very well, and they didn't take advantage of hardware the way they should. It was poorly planned, poorly thought out. And so there's that. Let's see what else. I do have, okay, howlers. Oh, yeah, that's what's on the damage thing. That's why I didn't see the message. Yeah, that's no big deal. Blah. Blah. Nah. Can't jump as a frog, really. It's like a super jump. Hippity hoppity. I wanted that name. It was taken. Hey, Darkheart. Darkheart. Sounds like the name of a Shadow Knight. Yeah. Darkheart. The dark hero of Noreth. Heart as dark as black. Fighting for good while still being dark. Uh-oh. Darkheart, dancing and waving in a dark way. Darkheart, slaying mobs, laughing darkly. The dark anti-hero phase of comics. Punisher and Spawn. Oh man, you know what? I gotta do some death blooming here, don't I? Heaven forbid I have to stop and sit. What? What? I'm not sitting. I'm not squatting. Alright, should be the first howlers out of the way here. Pardon me. Where'd that Yahoo come from? There's one. I didn't want to have him doing a complicated pull while I was still getting healed. Whenever I cast any dots, it's not just life tap dots, it's any dots now. That benevolent healing thing happens for Necros. And it's a pretty decent... Oops. That was not cool. So how about we do that? You can grab aggro. That's okay. There's enough room for everybody here. So you have to kind of balance. Yeah, it's okay. No, I'm not even ruining up my pet, and he's still tanking pretty decent. I think I'll ruin him this time. I don't want the Merc to run out of mana. He may not heal me if he does that. It's kind of crazy. I'll have him finish that guy off now. This guy. I'll do some more of those. My pet will go right back to him as soon as the other guy's dead. And I shouldn't be getting aggro from this guy for a little while, so it should time out fine. So there we go. I'll do one more round of small swift dots. Fast dots, swift dots, short dots, whatever you want to think of them. A lot of damage in a short amount of time. Alright. So I have to get another howler. He's not a name, is he? Night growler, not a growler. We need a howler. Bone eater. I don't like you. So I'm going to get you. How long before I can bloom again? 7 seconds. Not gonna have to sit. I don't have to sit, and I don't have a mount. I don't have to sit, and I don't have a mount. Yeah, I like it. Usually when I start getting all cocky like that is when I die. I know there's a crap. howler. Can't see. Whoa. Let's go him too. These are very slow to, these dots are very slow to build aggro up. And that one on him. Have him go on him now. And feed him some skeletons. Feed him more dots. Feed him more skeletons. And the howler gets more dots. Feed him more skeletons. I think I'm going to stick him over there just to make sure I don't get aggro. Alright, so that is 2, right? That's number 2. That, ooh, it's the named. It's awesome. Alright. Crap. I'm not sure where the other aggro is from. Oh, it's that guy. Good. I'll pull you back. Well, looks like I gotta stay behind him. minute. So obviously this named is going to cut into my time here. It's got a little blowback. I don't like that. I'm doing clicking. What am I clicking for? Ooh, I can frenzy. I'm gonna frenzy, frenzy, frenzy. I think I'm gonna